So hello everybody, it's your Beauty 87 here, and today we're going to get into eyeshadow palettes. I need to declutter but can't. I saw Morgan Turner's video on this and I was like so excited. I was like, yes, I need to do this video because I have so many eyeshadow palettes, and y'all know I hoard eyeshadow palettes as is. But it's some I need to get rid of that I don't use, that I don't necessarily like, but like she said, for some reason I just keep hoarding them. Like they either have sentimental value or like I like the brand as a whole, but it's just these particular palettes that I don't like. But since, you know, like I like that brand, I just hold on to them for whatever reason. But let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go into like brands just in general that I need to stop buying so many eyeshadow palettes from because I don't use the majority of them. Then I'm gonna go into the rest of the palettes. So let's start off with ColourPop. So I need to calm down on buying ColourPop palettes because, as I've said in plenty of videos before, a lot of the time I'll buy ColourPop palettes and then I won't ever actually use the palette. So then I'm just kind of like, what did I buy this for? If you know, I'm not really using that often. Like I'll use this for a video to show you all, since like, you know, ColourPop is one of those popular brands that everybody likes, and you know, we like affordable makeup. And I like, it's not like I don't like their stuff, it's just more of, since I use so many things, it's kind of like I don't have time to refer back to palettes. And when I do refer back to palettes, it's usually not the affordable ones. It's usually the ones I spent, you know, like more of my hard-earned money on that are higher price, like Pat McGrath or like Tasha Denona or like ABH or somebody like that. I'll usually try to do those instead of, you know, like ColourPop and a couple of other ones I'm going to show you. But so I need to calm down on buying ColourPop palettes, even though I just bought the Sailor Moon palette like this morning. So I don't know why I'm saying that. If you all want a review on the Sailor Moon palette, let me know. I didn't buy it when it first launched just because I was like, you know, I knew they were going to do a restock, and it was like they launched at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and y'all know I get off work at like 6:30 in the morning. I have to take my son to school at 8:30, so it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna just have to wait till y'all do the restock, because it's like, I don't think my fan base is gonna be that big on trying to see a video on the Sailor Moon palette. But if you do, since I ordered it off Ulta, since 21 Days of Beauty started today, I can do that. But yeah, I need to slow down on buying ColourPop palettes because it's like I don't really use them that often, and it's kind of like no point in me constantly buying them, and then they just sitting in the drawer forever and not being used. So ColourPop is definitely one I need to slow down on, and not necessarily this palette itself, but a lot of the palettes I just don't ever really reach for a use. So I need to calm down. And I've actually gotten rid of a few ColourPop palettes just because I don't ever really use them or stuff like that. But I felt like they should definitely be in here. Another brand that should be in here, Juvia's Place. So I buy a lot of the Juvia's Place palettes that come out because, again, they're a really popular brand. They're reasonably priced. They have nice color stories and all that. But I rarely, if ever, reach for Juvia's Place palettes. And when I do, it's either the Magic palette, the Triad palette, or like I think it's the Douce palette with that gorgeous like pastel-y looking purple in it. And every once in a full moon, maybe the Masquerade palette. Like this palette I don't even like. I only bought this one because it was a dupe for the what was the Aries palette by Natasha Denona, and the color story of this is exactly the same as that one. So I was like, I didn't feel the need to buy hers. I just went ahead and bought this one. But then I realized I didn't like the color story of either one of them, and I'm kind of just holding on to this palette just as more like a reference thing. I do that with a lot of ColourPop palettes too, because I'm like, since I feel like they dupe themselves a lot, that I hold on to a lot of their palettes as well. But this one I'm just holding on to for that purpose. I don't ever use it. I don't really like the color story. A lot of Juvia's Place color stories to me are weird and like hard to come up with ideas for. So a lot of times I think that's why I don't reach for them as well, because it's like, what the hell do I do with this? I don't know. So I need to calm down on Juvia's Place too. Now, the third brand, and I feel bad because it's like I keep trying to love this brand, and they claim they changed the formula on this palette I'm about to show you from the ones that they first came out with that everybody fell in love with. But I don't feel like it got any better, so I was like, I need to stop buying from them. And I'm still tempted by their blue and green palette. If you don't know who I'm talking about Ace Beauté. And I especially feel bad because they're a black-owned brand, and they just coming out and starting and trying to build their brand. But it's like, I don't like their eyeshadow formula. I think it's terrible. Like, it's really powdery and really thin, and I feel like it doesn't blend out that well. And you have to build it up way too much for the price I feel like they're charging. So it's like, I don't like their palettes. I bought this one because they said they had changed the formula from their original palettes, you know, the Paradise palettes. Because I have, I think, Slice of Paradise. That's the colorful one. That's the only one I bought because I wanted to try out the formula, and then I didn't like the formula. But then I had heard they had changed the formula when they had made this one. So I bought this one and used it a couple of times. I feel like the formula is exactly the same. I don't feel like it's any better than it was before. And y'all know these, my type of colors, like the bottom row and like the top row, my type of colors. The middle row, I don't care anything about other than this mustard shade. But I need to stop buying palettes from this brand because I'm like, I feel like the formula isn't getting any better and the quality isn't getting any better, so I should just leave them alone. There are other like black owned brands that I do like, and they do have good formulas, like Juvia's Place I just showed. And at least, you know I like the formula, and I'll be more likely to use them. Like this, I don't reach for it all because I know I'm not gonna like the formula of this palette, but I won't let it go because I'm like, they're a black owned brand, and you know I already spent the money type thing. So with them, it's like I already spent the money, they're a black owned brand, and that's why I hoard it. So I have different reasons why I'm hoarding different palettes. So the next one is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Icon palette. Now, I hoard this because this bitch was expensive, plus it's limited edition. But I absolutely hate this palette. If you all saw the review on this palette, you'll see I was mad as hell in that video. Like, mainly because, like, I didn't know this was, like, an all, like, shimmer palette, if you will. I thought they were, like, mattes that just, like, I thought they were, like, sequin mattes, basically. And then there were just some shimmers in here, like, satiny shimmers or whatever. But no, like, all these are literally just, you know, shimmers. So I don't like that about it. And then I don't like the formula of these. I feel like they don't give off enough color payoff for the price that she's charging. I think this is like $60 or $65, but the only reason I hoard is because this is literally the only Charlotte Tilbury palette that I own as far as eyes go. But I wasn't impressed with it, and using this didn't make me want to buy any more of her eyeshadow palettes, because I like the Pillow Talk one, but the majority of the colors in it won't work for some of my skin tone. And she only has like 3 berry colors on the end that I would consider getting, and it's like, I'm not going to pay you $75 for 3 berry toned eyeshadow. So until she comes out with some better color stories, I guess I'm just gonna hoard this one, since this is the only one from her I can use. But I feel like her brand isn't really geared color friendly toward people my skin tone anyway, so it's just kind of like, that's all I got, and I hoard it for that reason. That's pretty much it. Next, I have some Huda Beauty. Now, these two palettes in particular that I absolutely do not like. And I know a lot of people like this one, so I'm sorry if you did like it. I personally just don't like it. I feel like it's not that great. Like, these are like Super Shock shadows, and I don't like the formula of them. Plus, it's like I can just buy a Super Shock shadow from those people on ColourPop, so I don't need you to give me Super Shock shadows and charge me $67 for them. Then the pastels in here, I didn't feel like they worked that great, but then again, because of my skin tone, I feel like most pastels don't work that great, so I can't necessarily say it's about her. But I guess I felt like I wanted this to be more than what it was for the price point. Like this one that I was really excited about, and this one I was really excited about, are like the Super Shock formula, so they're like really watery, and they don't really give like the shimmer effect that I wanted them to give for the price that this palette costs. So that's why I want to get rid of this palette, but at the same time, I'm like, I spent all this money on this palette, and plus I bought it off somebody else, so like this shade came broken, so it's like, I know even if I try to sell it on Mercari or somewhere, it's gonna, people are gonna be like, well, that one shade is broken, and think that you should give them like a 50% off discount or something crazy like that. And I'm like, we're not doing that. I'll just hold on to it first, because that's not happening. So that's why I'm hoarding that one. And then this neon palette, the green one, this is the one I was most excited about, and this is the one that let me down the most. Like, I actually do like the pink one. I know a lot of people don't like the pink one and the orange one. I actually think those work just fine for like the price point she's charging for them, even though you can get the ColourPop Ooh La La palette, and I feel like it would be better. But like for the price point, it does actually work halfway decent. Not like this one though. This one is just absolutely terrible. Like, I used the green in here. It was terrible. I haven't used that one. I think the only other shade I really like to use in here is this one. The only reason I hoard this palette, honestly, is for this blue purpley shade right here. So when I hit pan on that, I might actually get rid of it, because I don't like really anything else about this palette. Like this pink, what the hell are you supposed to do with this palette? I guess you're supposed to use these two at the bottom and this pink together. But it's like all these other random shimmers, like, what are you supposed to do with them? To me, this is like an inner corner highlight palette, because that's all I'm most likely going to use this for. And I'll put this color on the lid, and that'll be pretty much it. But since I already own it and I only paid like $10 for it, I'm just going to like go ahead and hold on to it, so I can reference back to it in case of emergency or something like that, I guess. I don't know. But I'm hoarding it even though I don't necessarily like it that much, because I like the Huda Beauty brand when it comes to eyeshadows. Like, her best palette to me is the New Nudes. That's the only one I consistently reach for and like to use from her. Otherwise, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, I have some more of her palettes, but I don't really care. Like, I have all 3 of the neon ones. I'm going to get the lilac one from Sephora once the Giorgio Armani Concealer launches on the 17th. So you'll see a review on that one. I'm going to pair it to the Lilac You a Lot by ColourPop, of course, because we love doing Battle of the over here. But I'm not truly excited about that collection either, because I feel like it's just going to be another disappointment like the neon collection. So don't expect me to get all 3 palettes. I'm literally just getting the lilac one, and that's it. I don't like the color story of the rose one. And then the mint one, I know it's going to let me down, because the mint in the Mercury retrograde let me down. So that's why I'm not buying that one. But Although it did look amazing on Coco Swatches. She did a picture on her Instagram that she posted, and she said she used the mint pastel palette and it looked amazing on her. But I'm like, I already got the one mint shade in the Mercury retrograde, so I don't feel like I need it, so that's why we're not getting that. But the last palettes I have are from ABH. So let me start off with the Riviera because it came out first. This one you can actually get a TJ Maxx now, so I guess none of us ABH stands were really feeling this palette. I like the color story of this palette, but the only thing is, like, I feel like the colors are so weird. So it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, what am I supposed to do with this random color right here, and this random color right here, and this random color right here, and then this white? It's like, these 4 shades I feel like aren't gonna look good on my skin tone. Then the shimmers in here they picked, I'm not necessarily that big a fan of. The only colors I really used in here were the Bahamas, this one, and maybe like that one. And I think I used this one once, but it's like, this palette color story just isn't to me anything special. And it's like, is this what you came out with first for color with ABH? It's like, yeah, y'all should have stuck to your boring palettes because this is not a vibe. But I was just so excited to see that they did color like I feel like a lot of other people were. So we were just like, yes, I'm buying it. Yes, I need it, just because we were excited that they actually did color. But the way they did color, I didn't really like. But I'm one of those ABH collector people like a lot of girls are. So I was like, since I already owned it and since I already bought it, we're just going to hold on to it, even though I'm not going to hardly if ever reach for this palette. And if I do, I'm just gonna do the classic look I always do. I usually use like this color on the lid. I'll put like this one on, well, no, I'll put this one in the inner corner, I'll put this one on the lid, and I'll put this one on the outer V, and that's like the only look I do with this palette. I literally try to do nothing else with it just because I'm not inspired by any other colors than those 3, and I could make that look with a lot of other palettes I already own. So, but since I have it and I'm an ABH stance, I'm just gonna hold on to it. But I really need to get rid of it because I don't like it. But since it's at TJ Maxx, it'd be hard for you to sell it anyway because people can go buy a new one at TJ Maxx for $25. And if you had to pay $45, of course you want to get more of your money back than that. But they can buy it brand new now, so I might as well just hoard it. Anyway, next I have the ABH and Carly Bible palette. Now this one is actually a recent purchase. You all haven't even seen the review on this palette yet, but I already don't want to keep it. And the main reason I don't want to keep it is because I feel like a lot of the colors in here don't work for some of my skin tone. Like, I can barely use this chai color. I don't need the bear color. I don't really care about these tones right here because they're not my aesthetic. The only one I would probably use is the red and maybe like this color or and the one she named after her fans, My Angel. And then the top row is the row I care about, and I feel like some of these are similar to what's in her Carly Bible and BH Cosmetics palette, and I had both of those. So it's like, this palette to me isn't really necessary just because like she gave some warm tones for the people who like warm tones, but it's like I don't care about warm tones, I care about cool tones. And the shimmer cool tones in here aren't that exciting to the point where I really needed this palette. That's why I waited so long to get it, to be honest. Plus I had heard a bunch of mixed reviews on it, which didn't help. And it probably didn't help that Jackie's palette came out first because like the quality of hers like way surpasses this one. So it's just kind of like, I like Carly, which is why I bought it, especially since it's on sale and I got an extra 15% off when I bought this. So it's not like it wasn't worth it for the price that I paid for it, but at the same time, it's still like, I know it's not something I'm just going to go out of my way to reach for. So I should go ahead and get rid of it. But at the same time, I like Carly Bible, and I'm just going to keep it as like a collector's type of thing to put with all my other Carly Bible palettes. I did get rid of the original one when the deluxe one came out. So I just have this one and her deluxe one now, and then call it a day. But yeah, those are some palettes I need to get rid of that I just can't for aforementioned reasons that I named. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna leave Morgan Turner's video link down below because when I saw this, like I said, I just had to jump on the train because I was like, this is definitely absolutely something I need to do. If you all saw my eyeshadow palette collection video, wait, no, I haven't shot one yet. I need to do an eyeshadow palette declutter, especially since 21 Days of Beauty just started and I'm about to buy a whole bunch of stuff. I need to like declutter my whole collection. So I'm thinking about shooting a foundation declutter and then like an eyeshadow palette declutter, and then I'll do some of the other things later on because again, since I know my channel was based upon eyeshadow palettes and foundation and concealer, I figured I would just jump in and do those first, and then we'll worry about some other stuff later. Because I do have some foundations I need to get rid of, as well as some concealers. Now, I'm most likely not going to get rid of any concealers just because at best I can highlight my face with them and just not put them underneath my eyes if I didn't like the way they perform for that. So it's most likely going to be a foundation declutter. Not to mention you can't really resell concealer, so there's no point in me going through that and doing that. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'm going to start declutters once 21 Days of Beauty is up. I'm going to start like going through my collection and decluttering. Now, when you'll see those videos, I don't know. I know you all already saw the lipstick declutter though, because that one was just the easiest for me to get through. And I actually shot that like in 2019 and you all just saw it like yesterday. But remember, you all are diamonds. I'm going to stop rambling now and I'll see you guys in the next one.